choices have been made. Well, almost all the choices. What's the fate of Gravaris? What do you think? Have you decided? Has a decision been made?
Choose ASMR, you dork.
I can be an ASMR.
What kind? What kind of ASMR would you want to
I
be?
might go
The
Protector
edgiest?
ASMR. Because then I get to grow wings and fly and do radiant damage and stuff. But then I can't be a mastermind.
That's true.
Being a mastermind would be pretty cool. I think I'll save it for mastermind.
You're gonna hold out for mastermind? Okay. All right,
Okay.
cool. Half elf's a pretty damn good choice too.
Yeah, because I get extra skill points, which is really nice.
Yeah.
I have
And the resistance to sleep and charm and stuff is really good too.
Mastermind
it's
is
7 skill proficiencies, 2 of which are like extra plus skill proficiencies.
based on what I was reading on the break and what chat was saying and stuff. Yeah, that's some badass shit. The mastermind looks like it's gonna be a real good fit for you. So yeah, cool.
Yeah, I can still do ASMR. I just have to speak softly.
See, what most people think of as ASMR, I just think of as like CBC announcer voice.
Yeah, like public radio.
Exactly, yeah. The weather today in Red Deer, Alberta was unseasonably cold.
The whole ASMR thing is super weird to me because it's like a very, very specific thing that like most people don't ever find a trigger for. And then people are just like, it's nice voices. I'm like, okay.
It can be both. It can truly be both. All right. Well, let's get into the adventure then. If everybody's hit points are recorded and all that business is done. So this adventure takes place sometime after the situation that you were most recently in. You're back in Flan. You've had a little bit of time to chill out and to relax. And I think in the interim, there's been a reopening. So not all the businesses in Flan are struggling. The Laughing Goblin has finally finished its reconstruction project, and the new Laughing Goblin has been constructed in the docks district of Flan. So the night before you had attended the sort of grand reopening of the Laughing Goblin and stayed over there, and we tune in on you the next day in the Laughing Goblin, the new Laughing Goblin. It's basically the same. They built it around this in the same places before, but with the same structures and everything. It has a faint kind of like wood burnt smell to it now, which kind of adds to the charm. And the only decoration in the common room is a large carved totem resembling a Laughing Goblin. It's old, well worn, and badly scorched. And I think as a matter of like pride, they've kind of put this here and are like, yeah, we live. The Laughing Goblin has been reborn. So you're at a table in the Laughing Goblin. It is early morning in Flan. It's the 3rd of Marpanoth in 1489. We're entering the season of leaf fall. And it's pleasantly warm. It's a nice day outside. You can hear the sounds of people coming and going, and traffic outside. The place is pretty quiet for the most part. Only Emiziel, who you might remember as being the owner of the bar, and her now waiter, former attendee of the bar, a man named Markoth, who you are familiar with. Markoth is the rumor monger and sort of hanger-on of the place.
That guy.
Yeah, you've talked to him twice. We first met him in the Secrets of Sokol Keep, and then again you spoke with him briefly during the Scroll Thief, where he's always a useful source of gossip. Now he used to just hang out in the Laughing Goblin, but now he works there. He's a waiter.
Oh shit! Got a job.
So yeah, so you're hanging out there. There's the smell, the strong smell of cabbage soup wafting from the kitchen. The Laughing Goblin is famous for it. They have
I don't think Oleander's had the cabbage soup. That was
No.
Sarah's, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
And just to hammer home in case anybody's hungry, today fresh apple pie is on the menu. It's grand reopening apple pie, and they have an extensive drink list, but are particularly proud of a light ale that they've imported from the West.
All of it. I want all of it.
So you all have food before you, and it's a good morning meal. And so I think that while you're sitting here eating your meal, because God forbid any adventurer ever have an uninterrupted meal, a human woman in the uniform of the Black Fist walks through the open door, pointedly looking about until she sees you. Her gray streaked hair frames a face with the hard-won lines of advancing age and a violent life. She turns a stern gaze upon you and quickly moves closer. You recognize her immediately. This is Knight Captain Alade Burrell. Knight Captain Burrell has been in several of our adventures previous. You recognize her most recently again from the Scroll Thief, where she put you in touch with the.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, with the thieves. Also, we ran into her in Shadows Over the Moon Sea. She hired you to go and check out the. Well, she hired half of you. The other two of you died horribly during that little adventure, or rather, were abandoned, unconscious by your friends. But it's fine. It doesn't matter.
Zahiri died. I did not. I made my saving throws and was abandoned, unconscious on a burning ship. Right. So
yes, Zahiri, sad face.
So she comes in and she sees you at the table with your two. Your two slightly fresher companions, Lane, and she comes over to she comes walking over to the table. When she approaches the table, you can see Markoth, like kind of leaning over, like trying to find an excuse to like come over to the table nearby and like polish it again so he can listen in. But with a glance from Knight Burrell, he realizes this is serious business and it's not time to eavesdrop, and he bustles off to the kitchen to help Amiziel with something.
Okay, and her proper title was Knight Captain?
Knight Captain, yes.
I'll stand up and I will greet her as such then.
Yeah. So she walks over. She gives you a perfunctory salute. She's obviously in short temper and in a hurry today. So she snaps you a salute, and she says Lord Hustings, and then gives a kind of a look to the rest of you like, and the rest.
I love being described as the rabble with
Lord Hustings and this pair of monsters and a thief. She looks down at the table, and as she's grabbing a stool from a nearby table, she says, do you mind if I sit?
Of course, be our guest.
Okay. So she sits down and she takes a pouch from her vest and just drops it on the table. Like there's no fucking around, just a bag of coins on the table.
Loud kobold soup slurping noises.
Yep. I mean, you don't have the mouth for soup, right? Like you have a
reptile
reptile
not really,
mouth. So you have to kind of pour it into your mouth.
You gotta like pour it into your mouth.
You don't have lips.
Straw.
I have some feeling that there's like a tongue like circling around a spoon and like wiping like
You get a kobold spoon. I mean a straw. You don't want a straw.
Side note, how long has it been since the last adventure? Because we leveled up, so I'm assuming maybe there's like a little bit of time.
There have been 10, you have 10 downtime days to spend. So at the very least, it's been a 10-day.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you've had some time to
We start learning languages.
Yeah. So she just sits down and just puts these coins on the table, and she says, she addresses all of you. She says, "You've done good work for the city of Flan in the past. I hope." And she looks at the coins. "I hope this is enough to convince you to do so again. I know how these things work. You'll be paid. I have a problem." And she looks at Graveris kind of pointedly when she says that. Not like you're the problem, but she's like,
No, I'll solve it.
Yeah, she's like, "I need your special talents."
All right, then I believe we can do business. What is it that you require of us?
She says, it's no hidden knowledge that you've run afoul of the cult of the dragon more than once. And even the clanking intelligence apparatus of the Black Fist has come to realize that they're a very serious problem in this region. You killed a cultist some months back. There was a tomb. We've been looking into it, and he had accomplices. We've captured one. His name is Yorn. He's been in the special cells for some time. But, and she like, casts another look around to make sure that Markoth isn't listening. And she leans forward and she says to you, Lane, she's like, but you know as well as I do that there are traitors among the Fist. Now, corruption is common, and corruption for coin is one thing, but these traitors have something in common. And I think it's the cult of the dragon. And if the Fist has been poisoned by this kind of ideological venom, then the problem that Flan faces is larger than I thought. This cultist, this Yorn, he's been visited several times. Now, this is strictly not allowed. A prisoner like this, a political prisoner, isn't meant to have visitors, but the guards have been letting in men and women to visit him with gifts, and he's... Well, something's going on, and I can't investigate. My hands are tied. I'm being watched. The fact that I'm even here at all is... And she like looks back at the door, and you realize now that her like bravado and her haste is actually just covering that she's afraid for her life. And you haven't seen Burrell like this before. Like, she's a pretty tough, like, no nonsense, I don't give a fuck about anybody kind of person, but she's scared, and you can all pick that up. And so she says, I have to maintain that I'm a loyal member of the Fist, and there's going to come a time where my loyalty gets called into question. And I fear it's going to be questioned by the wrong kind of people, which is why I need you. And she looks at the coin and she says, I need you to find out what's going on. Track this corruption. Wipe it out if you can. If you find out who's in charge, deal with them. In no uncertain terms, this is off the books. And so whatever methods you choose to take. And you can say every word of this, like she's a lawful person. And she's hiring you to find out and potentially like assassinate a person here, and it's bearing heavy on her conscience.
Yeah. So like, how's she sort of sitting at the table? Like, where are her hands?
She's leaned forward. She has her hands on the table, and she's like wringing them nervously.
Okay, so I actually reach out a gauntleted hand and kind of like place it reassuringly. And say very quietly, those loyalties coming into question, it's going to be difficult. I have suspicions that even removing this corruption is not going to do enough to save this order. This is the first step, a good step towards showing your true loyalty to the people of Flan. But I would consider, if the entire Fist needs to go down for justice to return to this place, what are you going to do in that situation?
She shakes her head and she says, by all the gods, I hope it doesn't go that high. All I want is some kind of evidence I can take to the Lord Regent. And Lane especially, but Graveris, you're aware enough of this. The Lord Regent, again, we've talked about him lots. He was put in place after the terrible accident. Lord Regent Brahms, Hector Brahms, he's also the Knight Commander of the Black Fists. So if the corruption goes all the way to the top, the Lord Regent of the city is the head of the Black Fists. So Burrell, she says, I have no question that the Lord Regent is an honorable man, and I'm confident that he'll act if we can just bring him sufficient proof that the cult of the dragon has infested his beloved order. I know that there are many in the city that don't trust him, but I know the Knight Commander. He's a good man. And Graveris, you see on her face the mask of someone trying desperately to cling to their own innocence. She says this, and sure, she probably believes it, but some part of her is like, this goes all the way to the top.
Yeah,
and it's killing her.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hammer that home.
Yeah, you see that nail sticking up?
Yeah, Gross just leans in and goes, "You know that it starts and ends with him."
She shakes her head and she's like, you don't know the Knight Commander like I do. We've served together a long time. His appointment as Lord Regent was supposed to change things. We need to give him the fuel, that's all.
Fuel the fire that will burn this whole city to the ground, maybe.
She chuckles darkly. Wouldn't be the first time.
All right. Well,
I don't have a horse in this race.
well, regardless,
How
we'll
much
do
is
this
in the
for you.
pouch?
Yep.
Yeah, you're like, yeah. She says it's 200 gold, all mine, everything I have, but it's worth it. And there's an unstated like, and it damn well better be enough because there's nothing else.
It will be enough. We'll look into it. And we won't return to you until we have something for you to act on. But again, I have to stress, as my companion has, consider who you give this evidence to.
She nods. She says, you bring it to me, and I'll make that decision.
Very good.
She kind of wrinkles her forehead and she looks at Graveris and she says, I'd steer clear of Valjevo Keep if you can. Security's been unusually tight. I think there's something going on.
So there's no...
Personally, sounds like a reason to check it out, but you know.
She laughs and she says, well, yes, of course, but they're keeping extra close attention. Half the fist has been redirected to the keep to look after it.
Again, sounds more like this is where the suspicious things are happening.
If you're looking to get caught, fine, go to the keep now. But if you do, I hope you can hold up under torture. This conversation never happened.
This special cell, it's within the keep itself. There's no possibility of us ascertaining things from your cultist.
She shakes her head. She says, no, that's the unfortunate thing about it. The cells, they're meant to keep these prisoners isolated. So they're the hardest to get to. He's supposed to have a trial. It should have started by now. The preliminary questioning should have been done days ago.
But you've got no leads from him?
She shakes her head. No, I haven't been part of that investigation. I've had other things to worry about. I suspect my being kept off the case is a political decision.
All right. Well, we'll see, like I say, what we can do. No, stay safe.
Yeah, she stands up and she reaches out to shake your hand.
Yep, I'll shake it.
Okay, so yeah, you clasp her arm in a warrior's grip, and as you're rising from your seat, shaking your hand, the entire inn is suddenly shaken by a tremendous gust of wind, followed by a hellishly loud roar that rapidly recedes away from you outside. Emiziel bursts from the back and shouts, "Oh gods, not again!"
It's a dragon.
And
isn't it?
Alade looks like frightfully at you, pulling her hand away, and mutters, "Bane's black blood! What in the nine hells was that?" Drawing her sword and running out into the street outside the inn.
Yep, let's go. Let's go and not be able to fight a dragon.
Reluctantly leaves Soup behind to get some.
Yeah, your Soup sits there.
It's a good thing we always eat dinner in our full armor with all of our equipment.
I was
Right? I would never
actually,
take it off.
I was actually gonna say like Anastasia's wearing the because it's probably the thing that fits her the best, the black robes that were given to her by the
Yeah.
Kobold cultists.
Well,
So, yeah.
it's funny because of the way that you've sort of narratively built it up. I always assume at the very least that you have your book.
I always
Anastasia,
have my book.
because you have to use it to sit on and stand on constantly.
Yeah, it's not only a book, but the best stepping stool you can ask for.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so everybody's gonna rush out after Alade.
Yeah,
Yes.
I guess so.
Okay.
Have I got any spells that I need to pre-cast as we do so? I don't know the list yet well enough.
I will cast Aid.
Okay. On
Have
whom?
Everybody, I think.
Is it
Other
aid only
targets.
3? Yeah, it's only 3 creatures in range for aid.
Oh, that's 8 hours. My mistake.
Okay, everyone but Anastasia gets 5 bonus hit
Cold.
points.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. So I'll put a little mark on you. Actually, I guess I don't have to. I'll not worry about that because you can track your own hit points.
Yeah.
Okay,
Since
so-
we've had 10 days, can I have my steed already? Because all I need to do is cast a 2nd level spell slot with no components, no
Yeah,
ritual or
Yeah, of
anything.
course.
Okay.
You're
So
you,
we go
you have a
outside.
magic horse.
I have a magic horse. Well, and magic some kind of steed. I don't know what the options are apart from a horse. I think it's probably just a horse because there's a reason we picked those as things to domesticate. Oh, in lieu of having magical creatures that can like breathe fire and shit.
right.
It'll be a horse.
Of course. Okay. All right.
Well, what does it say in the spell what it can be?
Can it be cooler than a horse?
Super horse.
It's already a super horse. It's magical.
Wait, what's
Oh,
the thing
yeah.
that you ride in Final Fantasy?
Chocobo.
Chocobo.
Yeah, it should be
If I
one
could
of
have
Not
a
not
chocobo.
thematically appropriate, I'm afraid.
It's a really long spell. Steed takes on the form you choose, such as a warhorse, a pony, a camel, an elk, or a mastiff. It's probably a warhorse.
Yeah, it'd be a horse for you.
Yeah, it'll be. I mean,
Whatever is the
Yeah,
culturally
but
whatever is the
other
culturally
animals-
appropriate war steed for you.
So like for an elf, you might have an elk.
War
Damn.
camel.
I
Yeah.
wonder if it can fight.
Giant
if it's
snail.
a warhorse.
The steed has statistics of a chosen form.
Yeah.
Has intelligence 6, serves as a mount, instinctive bond, fight as a unit. When it drops to 0, it disappears. Yeah, I mean, I guess it fights. It's just a horse.
Okay.
So
I'll
where is it? Is it
sort
like
that out.
outside?
I mean, it wasn't, but then it is.
Sure.
I think it's sort of the point. Yeah.
All right, I will. I'll use the.
Yeah. Like as I leave, I like call to it and it appears because it's like magic or whatever.
Okay.
Because it's like magic or whatever.
It's totally fine. Okay, we'll use the stats for Warhorse.
It's a celestial warhorse
Yeah,
as
of
well
course it
because I pick one of the things,
Perfect.
and it's not a fake or fiend. So
Okay. Does it have a name?
I can.
Does your horse have a name, Dave?
I don't know. The only thing I can think of is that gaudy, fucking awful, like pony they put into WoW as the first like paid thing that's made of stars.
Yeah. You don't have a- you don't
I'll have a
horse.
think about it.
All right. So it's waiting for you outside as you run outside. Okay. So you you run out. Mere seconds behind the knight behind Alade, and you see. Let's see, what do you see? You see a vast winged serpent, larger than the Laughing Goblin itself, perched on the side of Vallejo Castle. It's rending great holes in its once stout walls. So it's just like tearing chunks out of the wall with its foreclaws as it like clings to the tower. The rising autumn sun glistens off its massive green head as it rears back before exhaling into the hole it's just made in the wall. Screams echo all the way across town. In the street below, people, where you burst out in the street below, people run about in fear, many of them crowding the square around the Laughing Goblin. So yeah, there's this massive green dragon ripping holes in the castle and just like ventilating it with poison gas.
So, dragon.
Yes.
And sorry, how big is it? Like, in terms of like size category? Because I don't actually know like estimations of how big things are, but I know what a huge creature is and a large creature is.
It's big. It's a grown up. It's a grown up dragon.
Gotcha.
You can't.
Okay, so-
if you run over there and try to poke at it with your sword, it'll probably fuck you up.
Right.
You can make a history check to try to recognize it because dragons of an age.
I would love to, and I would love to use advantage on it because I have a book on cults of Flan, so that's going to encompass dragons.
I
It's a
don't
cult
think.
of the dragon.
Yeah, the Cult of the Dragon isn't. It's not part of that jam. I'm afraid.
Okay.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that, but it's that book is about like weird cult behavior and stuff, not specifically like Cult of the Dragon activity. This is about recognizing a dragon by its.
Oh yeah, we didn't get it from the cult itself.
Yes.
That's right. We got it from So-Called Keep.
Yeah.
My mistake.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, so you got a 22 anyway, so that's great. So yeah, you recognize this dragon. Whether you've probably not personally seen him before. His name is Vorgan Sharax. Known also as the Maimed Virulence. A green dragon on the older end of adulthood whose massive size is only overshadowed by his even more massive ego. You can recognize him by a grievous injury he supposedly sustained as a wormling in a fight against a bronze dragon. His right wing is crippled. He flies lopsided and slowly. His crippled wing is like smaller and kind of like bent in place. And he otherwise cuts quite an imposing figure. He's a huge dragon, terrifyingly strong, far more so than his age would indicate. His sheer size has made him a clumsy flyer, but monstrously destructive on the ground. He's the offspring of an ancient green dragon, which I will attempt to pronounce the name of. Cloug Ilamatar? Yeah, Cloug Ilamatar. Who rules the forest of Cryptgarden to the west. So yeah, Vorgan Sharax has a sizable following of kobolds, dragonborn, and half-dragons who are fiercely loyal to him, many of which are powerful arcane magic users in their own right. So this huge, terrifying green dragon is ripping Valievo Keep apart. There is just panic in the streets. And I think
Well, I don't think we need to worry about the Black Fist and getting into Valievo Keep anymore.
yeah, that's probably true. That is probably a true statement.
Also, that's a big dragon.
So I have a map because something is going on in the immediate vicinity that you'll probably want to.
Do the dragon cultists suddenly pull off their disguises and start stabbing people in the streets?
You'll probably want to know about. Let me drag you back there. I'll try not to. I have to drag you to the bad place. I'm sorry. It's the first one.
Can you delete it?
On the way. I could.
Who are those characters with the X's in them, Adam?
I don't know.
It was a really long time ago. I forget.
One of them is Zahiri, the greatest character I've ever made.
Oh. Okay. That's something happening.
Yeah,
what
some
the hell?
some stuff is happening. So you burst out onto the scene, and you see before you. This is where you're coming out of, so you can be kind of within the vicinity of that.
Oh,
entrance.
holy shit.
So you can see here a commotion is brewing on the street as gawkers gather to stare up at the doom that overshadows Flan. A group of hobgoblins and a woman in robes emerges from the crowd. They're leading a wagon pulled by a green-scaled, two-headed giant. Dozens of people are caged within, wailing in fear. The hobgoblins are grabbing people and trying to like drag them to the wagon to throw them in. And you can hear the woman. She's wearing green like scale armor, and she has a helm in the shape of a green dragon. She's shouting, "Round these up and toss them in with the others. The maimed virulence hungers for tribute." And and so she's
So they're
like,
taking
dragging
people from
in.
the streets to feed to the
Yeah,
dragon.
and actually, I guess this happens like immediately as you burst out. So you're like
Well-
right by the entrance.
And Graveris shouts, "Look out, a plot hook."
I mean, you could not fight them. You could just hide in the crowd, but that would mean all these other people. Also,
What are these thingamabobs?
those.
Or was that what you were about to explain?
Yeah, you can see them through the crowd. They look like guard dogs, basically, but they're like green dragons. Like they're little wingless, kind of canine-shaped dragons. They're drakes.
Cool.
Yeah, and so
It's a tough one.
she's there. Let me grab some like.
It's a really good thing we're level 5 now. Otherwise,
Yeah.
this would be a real big problem.
Let me grab some random commoners to kind of scatter around to get in the way. Also,
Good.
You mean cover? I don't give a shit about cover.
so let me grab. It's obviously the wrong token because Burrell is a lady, but this is the knight token I'm going to use. And she just goes running into the crowd because she's a big badass hero. So she's gonna go and fight some monsters.
Oh, she runs towards them.
Oh yeah, she's just like, "Come here, you fuckers," and is running out into the crowd to fight these hobgoblins.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, stop. No.
Initiative. Roll initiative.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me just fill this area with annoying commoners with
Also,
collateral damage.
You mean cover?
Yes.
Somebody didn't get to have cabbage soup, and his name is Hadar.
Hadar Hungers. Okay, so let me clear the nameplate here, and so
Oh,
this.
that's a cool token.
Yeah, these are all the monster manual tokens. This is
I
a
dig
piece
it.
of some other kind of art, but I'm not sure what it is. All right, so clusters of commoners. Let's just put them fucking all over the place. Oh my god! And they're like screaming, and some of them are panicking. Look at all these goddamn commoners, and they're
So many attractive
common.
ladies.
yeah.
Flan is known.
I
for
have to
being
save
funny.
them.
Look, we didn't have the effects budget to have more than one kind of commoner, so chill. It's fine. All right, so there's these commoners all around. The hobgoblins are shouting and like grabbing them, and everything is freaking chaos. So
There's 2 night tokens. Is
I'm
that a
about-
focus?
Night Burrell just splits in half.
I'm about to collateral all the damage.
Okay, so we got a knight, and we got commoners, and we're about to roll all the fucking initiative in the universe. Dave, let me turn your... I guess I'd have to make a character to... Okay, let me turn this warhorse over to you.
But I tell you what, just to save you time, and since I don't know what it's called yet, we've not done that yet. Just so,
All right. So,
and in between sessions, I'll fill out a character sheet
What-
so it can be used in
What
combat.
is the scale of the current section? Is it 5 foot squares? Because I seem to be taking up a large amount of space.
oh yeah, why are you so big? What's your deal?
Yep, it's 5 foot
There you
squares.
go, Tiny.
Oh my god, you're so small.
I fixed it. There you go. You're the
Oh,
proper
man,
size
no.
again. Yeah, and
Thank
so
you.
this scale should be 5 foot. It's quite a large area. All right. So yeah. The two-headed giant, the Etten, he's much as he appears on the token, but is covered in thick green scales, and obviously has some kind of draconic heritage in his past. So go ahead and start rolling up initiative. And we will see what
Boom.
happens.
Oops.
Ready.
Is Lane surprised at all?
No.
Oh,
Everyone
baby,
sees-
I
everyone
get
sees
to
this-
go first.
Everyone
mate.
sees this draconic attack on the town, and you're like, "What? This is insane." Lane is just like, "No, I'm not surprised.
I knew this would happen.
I'm appropriately excited about this, but not surprised." All right.
Yep.
And then Major Burrell, and then all of the panicky commoners.
And these are hobgoblins.
Yes, they are hobgoblins. All right, what an initiative order it is. So, Anastasia, you get to go first. What
So-
would you like to do?
Are you gonna
So
just
Hadar
collateral
hungers.
damage?
Hadar hungers, and it is a 20-foot radius.
Mother of God.
It's huge.
Oh my god.
Some of the commoners are going to die.
Well,
they
and
They
you're
don't
gonna
say.
It is like all of them,
and it's dark in there, right? You
and
can't
it's
see
and they're blinded.
magical darkness.
Yeah, it's magical darkness.
Oh my
They're
God, check it out. There's even a token called Hades Circle. That's super cool. All right, so it's 20 foot radius, you said? So it's 8 across?
It's 8 across.
Mother of God. This is
Taste
I
the
can't see my
Hadar.
lines. So this
This
is
is
1, 2,
bad.
3, 4, 5, 6,
I feel good about this.
7.
Oh my
8?
God.
Is that 8?
No, it needs
That's
to be
it.
bigger. There we go.
Merciful Jesus. It's
Oh,
so
dear
big.
Lord.
All right, hit all the guys.
So I'm just
I'm
gonna
not gonna be
drop.
able to do anything.
I'm just gonna drop her.
Blom.
I'm just gonna drop that on top of the two-headed Eden, please.
Okay, all right, sure.
Like a little over.
Can
to
I
the,
here?
yeah,
Can
there
I
we
just
go.
can I just turn this over to you?
That's yeah, please.
Yeah,
Here, where
it's,
do you?
it's likely going to hit all of them.
No, I know it's
Yeah.
a circle, but yeah, it's the square around the circle. So like,
Yeah.
this hits all of them if you drop it right there.
Every peasant in the wagon, every single one of them.
Yes, the whole wagon full of peasants will die instantly in a horrible black hole of doom. I saved the peasants. I mean, if you move it there, you'll miss one of the drakes, but you'll hit everything else.
And save some of the peasants. But
yeah,
still
that's
kill
fine.
more
That's
peasants.
fine. We'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, Jesus. Okay.
We kill the least amount of peasants.
We'll do that.
All right. So talk to me about this hunger of Hadar.
So that's the Hadar hunger.
Okay.
Oh,
20-foot radius sphere of blackness and bitter cold. The void is filled with a cacophony of slurping noises.
oh God.
Can be heard up to 30 feet away. You cannot light it. It's impossible to light. And they're all blind because it's
right.
magical.
And firing into it is you're blind too. You can't see.
Yeah, really.
All right.
So any creature that starts starts its turn.
Yes.
Yeah, any creature that starts its turn in it takes the 2d6 of cold damage, and any creature that ends its turn in it must succeed on a dex saving throw or take 2d6 acid damage.
Motherfucker. All right. So I guess the question too is how long does this last?
It is hang on. It's concentration up to a minute.
Okay. All right, I will add it on here for you, and so it'll last 10 rounds as long as you are concentrating.
Holy shit.
All right.
Oh.
Well done. Would you like to move?
I would actually, yes. Let me see.
So yeah, like Knight Burrell, she's running forward, like sword drawn, shield ready, and then like comes to a skidding halt as this sphere of It's like the fucking beginning of Akira. It comes to a stop.
And I just like scurry along the side of the buildings there, towards the void thing.
Okay.
That spell, that's one of those like, and now to try the new thing. Book down, open, like infernal speech, void of darkness.
That's so good.
It's perfect.
Awesome. Nicely
Great.
done. Okay. So it's four cold damage, 10 acid damage. We'll just keep those throughout the thing. All right, Lane, it's your turn. A great sphere of darkness has erupted between you and your targets.
Okay. I now can't see anything to attack.
I realize I may have made this inconvenient for everyone.
That's great.
No,
That's fantastic.
It works. It just means I'll probably have to stand on the outside of it and just ready in action if I can get there. Sorry. How do you do the thing again where you measure as you move? It's hold space.
Click to pick up your token, and while you're holding your token, hit space, and then you can space bar to put waypoints along the way.
Okay, well I've only got 30, but I can make it to there, and I think I want to Fey, Fiend, Undead, Celestial Elemental Vibration. No, that's not useful. I'm gonna I don't even know, since I've not done like a double melee attack character past level 5, whether I get to attack twice on a held action or anything, which I will look up.
We went through this in Court of Swords.
Right.
Technically, and I'm going to do it the opposite way I do it on Court of Swords, but technically, I think the intention of the rule, even though it's super fucking unclear, is that a reaction is a single attack.
Right.
I'm going to try it the other way on this one.
Okay, that makes sense. Because you can only like prepare to swing once, but if you take your whole 6 seconds, you're swinging twice. It's fine.
So the other show gets to swing twice.
Yeah, but so do the monsters. So does multi-attack on their hand. So, yeah.
Okay.
They won't be
multi. Yeah, that's much worse for them.
Yeah.
But the other show gets to swing.
I want to try it the two different ways. This game is much more by the book, so I'm playing it by there was some clarification. I'm gonna try it that way.
We're just
So Lane, what are you gonna do? You want to hold an attack?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold an attack, and it's probably not optimal, but I don't know how AC is on these things. So I'm gonna use one of my second level spell slots to magically enchant my weapon.
All right, what are you casting?
Magic weapon.
Okay, and that's a bonus action?
It is a bonus action. Yep.
All right. Until the spell ends, you get a magic weapon with a +1 bonus to attack and damage. Nice. It literally does exactly what it says. Okay, perfect. Oleander, a great sphere of hellish darkness has erupted from in front of you.
From within, you hear the slurping of an elder god.
I
So
swear.
hungry.
I swear in, drow, undercommon, under elven, whatever it is.
Yep. Okay.
And then I am going to try.
Can you cast darkness yet? Do you have your darkness in fairy fire?
I think darkness is at 5th.
That's what I was wondering because you're 5th.
Right.
Because like you can also conjure up globes of darkness.
Yeah, but my darkness doesn't slurp. Please.
Yeah, that's why it's nice. It's quiet, non-slurping.
Quiet, non-slurping darkness.
Yeah,
you
God,
know?
this is some like Dark Souls Bloodborne shit. The like
Yeah,
sphere of
fifth
darkness
level.
with the wriggling worms and the like horrible noises. Blah.
Speaking of horrible noises. Yeah, so I'm gonna use my action as movement and get as good of an eye on 10, 20, 20. So I guess I'm gonna go all the way to the other side of the square, like there, I think, with 60 feet of movement.
Okay.
And try and get an eye on the other side of the giant sphere of slurping darkness.
Okay, perfect. All right. So the guard drake that begins its turn in the thing, it just takes that damage, right?
Takes 4 cold damage.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me pop open his sheet. Make sure he's not.
The cold damage is always you always take it if you start there, but the acid
It's a
damage
save.
you need to make a dex save. Yeah.
Okay, so he takes 4, and it's difficult terrain to move around in the thing.
I mean, you're blind. I don't know what that means mechanically.
Oh yeah. You can just move in a direction. They're moving out of the sphere. So we're gonna go out. I just wanted to know if it was difficult because I'm gonna have to go around it.
That's technically still inside, by the way.
Yeah, he's still moving. So that's 10 feet, and then 20 feet, and then 25, and then we'll just run over here. So he comes, scampering towards you. He's not going to get a chance to attack because of all that fucking slow darkness. And so this guard drake comes rushing towards you, slavering venom from its jaws. And you can see it's covered in frost. Okay, so that's that one.
And Hadar is difficult terrain. Is Hadar difficult terrain?
I think I remember you saying that. Yeah, the area is difficult terrain.
Does being blinded affect their movement at all?
Yeah.
Be the other thing.
No, if you're blind, you just have to guess where your targets are if you make attacks.
Okay, cool. Well, anyways.
Okay, and then this drake is going to go after the nearest human and probably tear them to shreds. So let's see. Why did that roll an attack? Don't do that. All right, bite on the human. The human's dead. Toast. All right, so this guard drake just leaps on a nearby commoner and begins tearing them to shreds. Oleander, you see this, I guess, because you can see past the. Yeah, you see this. You don't see the drake, but you see the commoner suddenly have like jaws clamped down on their body, like shake them, and blood splashes everywhere, and they scream in terror. All right, now a bunch of commoners die. Dead.
Really, they've got less than 4 health.
They have exactly 4 health. Dead.
Oh, okay, bye.
Fucking dead.
I don't know if we're supposed to be rolling like 2d6 for each of these things and like maybe doing more damage, but 4 is kind of shitty.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like you should roll every time if you want to. It might, but you have to roll the acid too, which is pretty high. So what do you want?
Well,
do you want to keep the 4, or do you want to roll every time?
Whatever. We'll just leave it for now. I don't really feel like rolling 1,000 die.
Okay.
But I want to make sure that we know what the actual rule is because.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's that you roll when they take the damage, but for ease of use, like right now, I've just been doing.
All right,
it this
that's
way.
fine.
Okay, so this commoner escapes, and those other commoners die horribly, freezing to death. Cool. All right, so they're all dead. The other commoners freak out, and so they start to flee. This one runs over to the wagon and starts trying to pull it open, like, no, my family's in there. This commoner will run in a random direction away from the thing. I guess straight away. I'm treating them basically as if they were frightened of whatever's the closest to them. Running away.
It would be crazy not to be like us.
Running
Crazy.
away. This one's caught between a drow and a sphere of darkness. Let's make a wisdom save.
What are you more afraid of?
Exactly, yeah. Probably the giant slurping sphere, just saying. Okay, yeah, they're more afraid of the sphere, so they're gonna run past you
Wise decision.
this way. So they all scatter from the horrifying sphere. This one runs up to you, Gravaris, weeping and sobbing, and throws himself on you. It's like, please save us, oh gods! And he's just like weeping and like grabbing at you.
Give him a karate chop.
So he's gonna try. He's gonna try.
shield
He's gonna
slam.
try and grapple you. He just really needs help right now. Please, oh gods!
Are you honest to goodness about to grapple me?
I'm gonna grapple you. Yep. So this is at +2, I think.
Get grappled.
It grapples you. So this commoner is like, oh god, and like a drowned man is just like clinging to you, screaming and crying.
Well, we'll sort him out.
That's a dead commoner.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly.
he made it
Like,
done.
oh, he died of a stab wound that I did not inflict on him at all.
No, I did. He's impeding my ability to fight other stuff.
All right, so you're temporarily grappled by this nerd. And then the one near Lane, attacks Anastasia because he's like, "Oh no, a kobold!" and like tries to hit you.
Ah,
Now, if you want to use your, you still have a reaction, right?
I do still have a reaction.
Or not you, sorry, Dave, because
Oh.
Dave has the sentinel thing. Lane, you could just kill this commoner.
I mean, can you use a non-lethal reaction? Just be like, no.
I mean, yeah, the attack could be non-lethal, sure, but it uses your reaction.
Keep in mind if this commoner hits me, I have to roll concentration on this.
It's true.
this thing.
Stupid commoners.
What is the probability that one of them is going to run out directly into this square? Like,
It's
that's the only one I
100%
get.
Use up your reaction.
No, I defend Anastasia.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Like punch this commoner in the face.
Yeah. With my new improved magic knocking out sword.
All right, so he screams in panic and flails with a cane. He's got a cane in his hand. He's like, "Oh god!" and like tries to kill the kobold that he just like blundered into. And as he rears up with his old man stick, you take a swing at him. Go ahead and do it.
Yeah, it just looks like the macros haven't updated for the proficiency bonus, so this is probably going to be +2. I will double check
Yeah,
it.
just roll it and then we'll check the math.
It's fine. He's knocked out. I can't not do 4 damage.
Okay, all right. So you just, what does it look like? So he runs out and he's just like, ah, and he goes to take a swing.
Yeah, I've got my sword up ready for like something to come out, and then he does this. I just take the bottom hand off and I just like smack him with the pommel.
Bong. Awesome. Yeah, he just like really raises his cane and you just bat him in the side of the head. You don't even have to look. You just thunk and his eyes roll back and he falls forward onto the ground.
I'm like staring at this sphere like, thanks.
Desperately trying to keep it together.
Like, oh god, don't let it do whatever it wants.
All right, so he's asleep. Okay, good. The commoners are done freaking out. The Etten takes that damage and roars in pain and moves away from the sphere.
Isn't he like chained to the cart?
No, he's pulling the cart.
Oh, okay.
He turns to the cart and he grabs a weapon in each hand and goes looking for someone to smush. And he's got a move of 40 feet. So he moves out of the sphere and then moves another 35 there. And then he sees his new friend and starts lumbering towards her. Smash the elf.
You can fucking try.
All right, so he's just like lumbering towards you on the way. Okay, so God, what does Alade do?
He's kind of stuck.
How does like
So everybody-
being blind?
People are saying,
change-
how does he know which way is out? They're not. It doesn't turn them around. Like he
Yeah.
knows which way back is. So he just steps back out of it.
But they don't know exactly where the thing was conjured. Like,
Well, they know how to get away from where they were, right? Like the only
Right,
person
you would-
the only person I'm gonna roll on is the priest in the middle because she doesn't know where anything is. Everybody
If
else is
you-
either
if
at
you
the edge
couldn't-
or near
yeah.
the edge, and they can hear.
If you couldn't see, you'd do the like, where are my hands? Oh god, I can't see what's forwards, and you'd like
You just
back
pull
up,
back. Yeah.
and then eventually you'd be able to see again, and then from there, however much movement it takes to move directly
Also,
backwards, you get to do
There
stuff.
are no rules that dictate that blindness changes your movement, which is a
Exactly.
thing. It's difficult terrain, so it hurts.
And
their-
remember, setting precedent here means this precedent would apply everywhere. So if it was like, cool, you're blind, roll a d8 every time you want to move anywhere, that would apply to everybody for the rest of the
Everybody,
campaign, and
yeah.
it's super irritating. So
Well, I
Right,
don't think we're
yeah,
being
you
quite
talk-
immersive enough.
talk
I
it
think you
over.
need to. Yeah, I think you need to be. I think you need to roll and see how like uneven the cobblestones are, just to make sure like there's no chance of
Like,
tripping. That should
as-
probably
look,
change based on the terrain
Okay,
as well.
okay.
So like this area,
Fucking stop.
It's not well used in this courtyard. Yeah.
Yeah.
As the person who casts the spell, I have no problem with the way this is going.
yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like we make it. Yeah, and that's the other thing is when you get blind, you don't just run in a random direction. They can still hear. They can hear where things are, and they can hear each other.
They can
getting
still
shot
hear
at.
the slurping.
Yes, they
there's,
hear the
there's a
slurping.
possibility probably for a really dumb thing to not move because they're scared, but that's probably all I'd say.
Yeah, and as soon as the hobgoblins get to go, their discipline is about to snap in order. So don't worry about it. So she's not going to go into the sphere because I don't think.
Yeah, there's like a roiling darkness of slurping.
She wouldn't.
Yeah.
She does. She just wants to save people. I guess she sees the edge of the Etten, so she's gonna go that way.
And get your own tank. Nice.
So she runs in towards the Etten. She doesn't have enough movement to attack, but that's good. So she runs forward. Grivaris, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
So when a dude comes at me to grapple me,
Yes.
I believe it is an opposed check.
Sure is.
So
Yeah.
when he first made that roll,
Yeah, you can oppose.
I also
oppose
get
him.
to oppose with my athletics.
Do it.
Athletics
what
or
was-
acrobatics.
What's my number
So-
to beat here, Adam?
19.
It was the 19.
Yeah, it's 19. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a strong ass peasant.
I rolled sadly very well.
Well, let's see what I got. I got a 21.
Boom. All right.
Yeah.
So you
He
Throw
tries to
him
like
aside.
come and grab me, and I just like with my shield, I'm just like, boom.
Yep.
Just like get him the F out of my way. And so I'm gonna move. So there's like a crate here or something. What is this?
They're pillars. You're under an awning. That's why those stairs over here seem to go to nowhere.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Right, because they're on onto the top of it,
There's an awning
that's weird.
that goes like this.
like a
above
little
you.
balcony kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, in that case, is it enough for me to hide behind?
The little column thing.
Yeah.
Whatever the lowest amount of cover is, yes.
Well, I just want to be hidden, so when the hobgoblins come out, they don't see me immediately.
So you want to move and make a hide check.
Yeah.
Okay, you're hiding behind a very narrow pillar. I'm gonna give you disadvantage on this, but you can make the check.
Great.
Now you have your elven cloak, which gives you advantage, right? So it's just a regular check.
Yeah.
They're
so it's just-
regular.
I just blend in.
Perfect. You look like a
Okay, that's
clone
a 20.
stamp. Okay. Yeah, you're hidden with a 20, which is above anybody in this fight's passive perception. So
Great.
cool.
And then next turn, I'm gonna be like, "Hutcha!"
All right. So the lady, Mighty Farvnik, she let's roll randomly.
Oh,
So-
this is Farvnik.
Yes, this is Farvnik the Venomous. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so she's gonna go backwards this way out of the thing. 10, 20, 30. That's her movement.
It's difficult terrain, so remember.
That's what I mean. That's why I was counting 10.
Yep. She's still within it.
She's still in
by
it.
square,
It's true.
so she needs to move a little bit more.
But I don't think she might not. I'm not sure if I want her to leave. I think I might have her do something else. Let me look at her spells.
Plus her own arms of Hadar.
I have to check. I have to check how. Actually, she's gonna cast before she moves. I gotta check how this spell works. What level is Hunger of Hadar?
3.
Ooh, she can dispel your shit.
Okay.
Ooh.
She's gonna try to dispel. She needs to make an ability check using her spellcasting ability. DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. So she's gonna make a DC 13.
That seems very much
Easy.
in favor of this person.
It's because you have to prepare the dispel magic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
She has it
the
prepared.
strength of it.
Yeah. Okay, so she's gonna cast dispel magic. It's a wisdom check for her.
Okay.
Now an ability check doesn't include well, she doesn't have one anyway. She's a monster. She doesn't have a proficiency bonus, so whatever. Let's see if it works. It does not.
It's a 3rd level spell, right?
Yeah.
It auto works.
What's that?
The second sentence of dispel magic is anything 3rd level.
Oh, right. It's
also
only
works.
you only roll if it's higher, right? Okay.
I'm afraid.
It's the
So it
version of it that I'm looking
dissipates.
at. It's I didn't see that. So for each spell of okay. If the
you like pick a
SRD is
thing.
missing. The SRD is missing that part.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right.
So
Any
HP.
spell lower ends. Okay. So she dispels the thing as her action, and then she's gonna move. So let's have her go.
She still took the 4 cold damage.
She
right?
did, yes, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. That was the
Great.
very first thing that happened. Cool. I did not expect to get to use dispel magic. I was like, why is this on her spell list? But there we go.
Exactly that reason.
Level 5 anything mage will cast a level 3 spell in the first level 5 adventure, and you can just.
All right, there you go. So she runs back to get some cover behind her allies in the battle. Okay, so with the sphere of darkness dispelled, the hobgoblins don't take their damage. They are both going to, I guess, all 3 of them. Let's see. How does this work? Leadership. For 1 minute, they can utter a special command or warning whenever a non-hostile creature makes an attack or saving throw. So how does this work for leadership? Is it an action to take it, like turn it on, and then it lasts a minute? I feel like that's.
I'm afraid I don't know.
Yeah. This is the text. It doesn't look like it counts as an action, but it is an action to use it. So I think that's what they do for their actions. They're gonna move, but they just all 3 of them start barking orders to the Etten, to the guard drakes, and then whatever. And whenever a non-hostile creature makes an attack roll or a saving throw, I can add a D4. They basically they're just shouting bless spells at people.
Ooh. Okay. Change the target of priority.
So this one is gonna move up here into cover.
Wait, so all 3 of the hobgoblins are doing it, but
Yeah.
they can only benefit from 1 leadership die at a time.
Yeah, the reason they're doing it is because they have an overlapping radius of they have to be within 30 feet.
Ooh.
So they're barking orders at all of the other.
They split into groups
Yeah.
and start barking orders to each other.
Yeah, so this one is doing the Drake. Like that one's probably gonna do the other Drake, the woman,
Bam, command
maybe the
orders.
Etten, and yeah.
Yeah. Basically my job is
We need
just
we need to kill those dudes quickly, both for Adam's sanity and for getting rid of Fliss.
That's cool. They can only affect 1 target at a time. All right, so they spread out, and you can see these hobgoblins. They're moving with like military precision. They know what they're doing. Anastasia, I believe it is your turn. Let's do around.
Well, my Hunger of Hadar is gone. So I am instead going to cast actually, you know what? I'm gonna back away from this Drake.
Take a hit.
Yeah, I mean I'll take the attack of opportunity, but I want to get further away from it.
5 piercing damage.
Like that. Okay, cool. And then I will turn my sights on it and Eldritch Blast, which I can do twice now, 2 attacks with Eldritch Blast, and I'm just gonna pepper it with both.
The Drake. Okay, cool.
Rocket.
Yeah, do it.
So, wait, hang on. Is my proficiency bonus calculated? In
It doesn't seem to have auto updated for me.
Yeah. No.
I'm not sure how to make it to force it
Me
to
neither.
either on this sheet.
So I
You
don't
know,
have.
it's not like a
I don't have
reload button.
advantage. I don't have advantage because it's not melee with anybody else. So 15 and 11.
Okay, I'm just looking at the little macros here.
It's probably 16 and 12, but
Yeah. Okay. So you hit it. You hit it with the 16, but not the 12.
Yeah, if you untick and retake proficient on the macro, that will update it.
There you go. Cool.
oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. Do your Eldritch Blast damage on the Drake.
Okay. 6 force damage.
All right. Cool. Yeah. So it howls in pain as you blast at it with the first strike, and then manages to leap back as you hit the side of the building with the other, sending plaster everywhere.
Blasts look a little bit different now because of the Fey Pact stuff. There's a lot more sort of like, it's less like green hellfire and more like a lance of force, you know?
Also, Elf,
Yeah.
don't you have Agonizing Blast?
Yeah, I do.
Let's give your
It should be
skill
there.
bonus.
Oh, is it? Why is it not adding that? What?
It's okay.
I don't know, but you did 9 damage and not 6.
So
okay,
what is? Let me
nine,
look.
9 damage total. Because it actually adds my charisma as well.
Okay.
I just haven't used Eldritch Blast in forever.
Yeah, it's true. So another 3.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, so the creature, it's like limping and howling in pain from where you blasted it.
Okay, sweet deal.
Take the Hadar Hungers off here. Okay, Lane, it is your turn. What do you want to do?
If I leave the Drake to you, Gravaris, and I head over for the Hobgoblin, would that be okay?
Yeah, should be fine. I'm about to sneak attack something, so I'll do quite a bit of damage.
Okay. Yeah, I do that. I rush on in, and I'm gonna double sword this guy. Now, for once, dear chat, if you know how on this specific character sheet to do iterative attacks, I'd appreciate that. But otherwise, I'll just click twice. Well, until then, I'll click twice. Okay, I'm going to miss the first time.
Okay.
I'm going to miss the second time. That's good. Good job.
7 and an 8. Okay.
Even with +1s from magic weapons, it's not even worth saying.
Okay. All right. So you rush forward, and the Hobgoblin. Yeah. What do they have? They have swords, I think. Great sword. Yeah. So he's got a great sword. So the two of you, just your huge swords, crash together, and then the two of you, yeah, just keep like you got a big tense sword fight going on over here. Oleander, your knight friend is fighting an Etten.
I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help the knight friend fight an Etten because it's big and scary, and I want to shoot it really bad.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna well, she's melee, so she needs to have like, yeah. I'm gonna precision attack, and I'm gonna attempt to precision attack it for the first of my 2 attacks that I get. And also sharpshooter. Sorry, combo. The combo of sharpshooter and precision attack was what I was going for.
Okay.
So minus, what is it for sharpshooter?
5.
Minus 5.
Or is it minus 10?
It's
5.
minus 5
-5
plus
Right,
10,
minus 5 plus
plus
10
damage.
All right. So 23 down to 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit.
Okay. And I don't need to make precision attack. I can use it after making the attack roll. So I'm not going to because it already hits. So I add 10 damage to that.
Oh, see, that's the thing. I wonder. So here's another last in, first out kind of thing.
Mhm.
Do you need to know whether you hit or not before you roll that die? Is that the intent? That I'm like, you miss, then you roll? Because I shouldn't tell you.
No, you shouldn't tell me. You shouldn't
Yeah.
tell me. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can just use up the resource if you want me to.
No,
'cause you
it's
did-
fine. It's fine.
18 is a good shout with
Yeah,
hitting.
18's
Yeah,
a real
I-
good chance of hitting. He
yeah,
only
I-
has his scales anyway.
When I rolled the 23, I was just like, oh, that's fine. So, but anyway, 18 damage for that. Then I get a second attack on this guy. Blow.
Make sure you're keeping track of your arrows. Now that you're
Okay.
shooting twice all the time.
Now that I'm shooting a lot, I will do that thing. And that one is a 14. So now is when I would be like,
Do
don't
you-
tell
do you-
me.
Yeah. Do you
let
think?
me know.
Do you think you hit him, or do you want to roll that thing?
He's pretty big, but just because.
Yeah, he's covered in green scales.
I'm gonna do the precision attack
Okay.
for this guy. So
Go for it.
before you tell me, so 14 plus 7.
Yeah, you hit.
And that one does. I don't think I add any extra. Yeah, I don't add any extra, so that's 11 damage. And then just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna use my action surge and hit him again.
Okay.
Action surge gives me an entire action, which is 2 attacks.
2 more shots.
So
Holy crap! What?
So many arrows.
yep, arrows fly. So I'm gonna try and hit him again twice. Blow
It's a dead ass at him.
Oh,
and blow.
oh my god, what?
He's not
So
dead.
I do 18 plus 11
Plus 10.
plus 11 plus 14 plus 10.
42.
Are you
42.
moving?
Huh?
Are you moving?
I haven't moved yet.
I know, that's what I'm asking.
I think I might move because maybe. 18 plus 11 plus 14 plus 10. Dave, you missed 11.
Okay, so 53 then.
Mistake.
53. And then after I shoot
That's
4
fine.
arrows into this gigantic monster's face, I'm going to, since there's no more darkness, move back towards the rest of my party.
Okay.
30
Got it.
feet.
4 arrows in 6 seconds. Damn.
Okay. Well, I think it was right there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the guard drakes, they get to go. And one of them runs up to Anastasia. He makes 2 attacks.
I keep losing track of Anastasia.
A bite attack.
It's the same size as the
Wait,
cobblestone.
didn't she have like a little highlight on her person at some point in time? Can
Yeah,
we put that back on
She
so that
should-
it's easier
she
to
should
see her?
still.
It is still on there.
I don't. Oh, now I see it.
Okay. Anyway, so the guard drake just gets up in your shit and tries to bite.
Those 2 ones though.
No, terrible. The commoners continue to panic. The Etten. So Nightbrail's not actually supposed to be in this fight. Like, she doesn't fight. So I think she runs up to the Etten and probably gets like back swinged and knocked to the ground. So she's unconscious. And the Etten, he's all confused. He got all shot up. But there's no darkness or anything, so he's gonna go after you. Let's see. What's his move? 40 feet? Yeah, 40. Okay. Let me check something. 15 feet. No. How far apart are you two? No. Okay, you're all just outside of this thing he wants to do. So he's just gonna melee you instead. So he comes running towards you with his. He's got
This
a.
guy's tough.
He's got a weapon in each hand. He's got a battle axe and a morning star. So he's gonna take a swing with the first one.
53 damage keeps on coming. Yeah, that hits.
And deals 19. And then a swing with his morning star for another
And
15.
that also hits. So math. Oh god, math. I can't.
34.
34.
Yeah. So yeah, he just comes running up, and he like bashes you with the morning star, and you stumble, and then he brings the axe down into you and hits you again. You're still up and fighting though, I think. Graveris, it is your turn. There's chaos everywhere.
Well, suddenly this Etten is very close to me, so he's gonna get
Give
neck
me,
attacked.
give me a 1-2 buckle my shoe maneuver.
Okay.
Yes, I will buckle my shoe. That is my action. So yeah, I'm gonna come up next to Oleander and
Oh, I have to roll his perception. He has an advantage on perception checks because he's always got one head looking around. So
he's
let me
got two
see.
heads.
Yeah, let me see. I'll. You don't know if you're. I guess he's stupid. So if he sees you, he'd be like, "Hey, look at that guy over there." So I'll roll out. I'll roll out in the. I'll roll out in the open. So let's roll his perception. He's got advantage on this, but he has disadvantage from the cloak. So this is just a regular perception check. Here we go. And you got, what did you get on your stealth?
I got a 20.
Ooh, all right. You beat him by 1, so he doesn't notice
Ooh,
you skulking
nice.
up.
I still get advantage, or sorry, so I would still get a sneak attack, but I don't get advantage. If
You're hidden,
Yeah.
so you get advantage on the attack, and you do your regular
and then
sneak
sneak attack.
because you have advantage. But then you're
That's
not
basically
stealth
what was
anymore.
at stake. So
Yeah.
I mean, I assume that I will be accurate enough to hit him.
Yes.
Is the problem.
Yeah.
So accurate.
I hit him for 5 damage.
Oh
Oh
no.
Get
no!
wrecked.
All right, he's covered in like intense scales, so you don't hurt him. Don't hurt him too bad. Cool. Okay.
Blue Jays here hitting for 53 damage, and I'm like, I will do 1/10 of that.
You know what?
We are the same level.
I feel you,
All
Andrew.
right. So the high commander of this whole operation, Farvnik the Venomous, she is going to probably cast another spell. Let's see. What does this spell do? It sounds cool. Maybe I should cast it.
Yeah, it's only got a range of 5 feet.
Was
Whatever
there
it
a
is.
leadership thing going on?
Leadership gives a
was.
plus d4
To
to
the
any
attack roll?
attack roll, or
Okay.
yeah, it's basically bless. They have an aura of bless for a minute.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, let's cast a spell. Let's do it. I've got a 30-foot move, and then it's a 300-foot spell. I can hit all 3 of you with that. Let's do it.
Uh-oh.
Pardon me while I find an appropriate sphere to
hit us
fill.
up.
God, you know, you wouldn't think it'd be so hard to find a cloud of stinging and biting insects. Here's one. All right, and it is a 20-foot radius sphere.
Uh-huh.
So that's the same size as yours was, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's figure this out. That's 30. So I need another 2 more. And we can put it
That looks nice.
right. I want to hit. I guess I don't want to hit the Etten, so I'm gonna put it there. So it doesn't hit Oleander.
No, it kills Grapple Peasant.
Yeah, the grapple peasant. So I think what we see is, yeah, the spell is described as swarming, biting locusts fill a 200 or a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose. The sphere spreads around corners. The sphere remains for the duration. The area is lightly obscured. The area is difficult terrain. When the area appears, each creature makes a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Can I get a Constitution saving throw from Graveris and Anastasia, please? The peasant is immediately just killed by bugs, right? Just bugs
I
eat
get
him. He
4.
dies. He turns into a Skeletor.
Ripperino.
Okay, all right. So the 2 of you take some damage. We'll check if there is any bonus as the locust swarm appears. No, it's just. Oh, okay. Yeah, half on a successful. So, Graveris, you take 18. Anastasia, you
No problem.
take 22.
Sweet deal.
It's a concentration spell, and when you enter the spell's area for a first time or end your turn in the cloud of locusts, you're going to take that damage. Let me add a...
Okay, so the start of my turn is not a problem, though.
Yeah, the start of your turn is no problem. You can get out of the sphere. So that marks off her
I have a grand total of 3 HP right now.
her only spell of that level.
Feeling good.
And she is going to move over here. Okay. All right.
Okay.
The Hobgoblin Captains. You're going to have yours attack you, Lane. Makes
Sure thing.
2 greatsword attacks. And I get a plus a d4 on these attacks. That one doesn't
It's not going to matter.
Yeah.
No.
You are very well armored, my friend. The second one also not going to matter. So just battering you with attacks that don't seem to do anything. His friend will come in and join the fight. So
It's magic weapon.
same jam.
Nope.
Not worth the roll. And then this one. Ah, there we go. Okay.
Hits.
So you hit for 12.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then this captain is going to move. He's just going to move over here and shout commands the Etten. I guess. Let me see. How far did I just move him? 30 feet. Okay, he can throw a javelin. He'll chuck a javelin at Oleander.
Oops.
Here comes a javelin, Oleander. No, he misses real bad. All right. So let's grab a break so that we don't carry this whole fight on. This is the beginning of the third turn. Let's break here. Think strategy, and then we'll return and we'll continue to do the thing.
Okay.
Stick around. More monsters and fighting and giant clouds of things when we return.